What going on, y'all? I hope y'all having a fabulous, fabulous day. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going right on your side of the world, wherever you may be, however you may be. United States, international, across the world, don't matter, morning, night, whenever. Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm still getting used to what it means to be an NBA champion. The Denver Nuggets, really just over 2 weeks past getting their first NBA championship. And there's been a lot of noise, a lot of celebration, a lot of talk about the team. The team, everybody's stepping away. Obviously, the front office is getting after it. Because y'all, in 2 days, the Denver Nuggets will enter into free agency at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the entire NBA is going to be a frenzy. Bradley Beal was already traded to the Phoenix Suns. Kristaps Porzingis is headed to the Boston Celtics. There's already moves that are happening around the NBA. The NBA is loading up. Everybody's trying to get better. Everybody's trying to ante up and get ready for the competition. But on the other side of this, there's a lot of conversations about the Nuggets. Now, one of the things that's happening, because you see the title of the episode, we're going to talk about Jamal Murray because I think there needs to be a particular conversation about Jamal Murray right now and kind of what's happened because of this playoff run. And for me, it's really important because I think this is what puts the Nuggets in such a favorable situation going forward. But in particular, Jamal Murray has some things on the table in front of him that he can take a real advantage of. But y'all, the NBA is loading up. And one of the things that a lot of analysts are identifying is that we might be getting out of the small ball era. Now, if you remember, when Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Harrison Barnes and the rest of the roster, everybody on that roster, when they started winning championships, remember, they were putting Iggy at the 4, Dre at the 5, and they're basically running people out of the gym. Then you even got some small ball lineup with the Houston Rockets where they were basically playing P.J. Tucker at the center position with Chris Paul and James Harden and Trevor Ariza, Gerald Green, like whoever else they wanted to have on that roster. And then you had other teams trying it, even LeBron, playing small ball 4. He would be playing on the court with Kevin Love or with Jeff Green or whatever else it might have been. Bigs were getting phased out of the game because you had to have more skill, more shooting. You had to be able to dribble the ball. You had to be able to create for yourself. So the NBA started turning in that direction really with that Golden State era really started taking precedent. But what's happening now and the conversations that are happening now is that the Denver Nuggets are now becoming almost a prototype for what teams are having to deal with. Like if you ask Lakers fans or some of the Lakers media people about the Nuggets, they were just too big. You ask Suns fans, besides the team needs longer to come together. Obviously, there's injury to CP3 in game 2 in the third quarter, all this other kind of stuff. They say they need to get bigger because the Nuggets are big. And then if you look at the Miami Heat, one of the first things that came out of that series before the series even started was how big the Nuggets were compared to the Heat. So the NBA seems to be shifting because now the Boston Celtics, they're going to roll out Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and Robert Williams or Al Horford in their starting lineup. Massive, massive starting lineup. And the Bucks, if they get everybody back, we'll see. But Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, another really big team. And what's happening is that everybody is kind of having to readjust because they're looking at the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 6'4.5" at point guard with Jamal Murray, 6'5" at shooting guard with KCP, 6'10" at small forward Michael Porter Jr., and then they're 6'8" with Aaron Gordon, and then they're 7 feet 6'11" with Nikola Jokic, and then on the bench Christian Brown 6'6", Peyton Watson 6'7", Bruce Brown if he comes back 6'4", Jeff Green 6'8", Blako Chanchar 6'8", and then you got Zeke Naji at 6'9", Thomas Bryant 7 feet tall, and then again the draft picks Strother 6'7", and then obviously Jalen, he's roughly anywhere from 6'2" to 6'3.5", 6'4" with shoes or whatever else it is, and then obviously they got Jack White and they got other kid they drafted from Clemson, 6'8". Both of them are big. So right now the Denver Nuggets are situated right now where everybody's having to deal with the requisite size. And you got to have bigs on your roster. You got to have players that are able to at least take up some space in the paint because of Joker. Thus, we get to our man of the hour, Jamal Murray. I don't know if any player in the NBA has upped their stock quite like Jamal Murray has. Jamal Murray, going into the season, everybody thought he was a bubble player, thought he was somebody that could play at a high level, all this stuff. But people weren't really looking at Jamal Murray as potentially being a legitimate all-star player or being able to replicate what he did in the bubble and be basically an all-NBA level player when he needed to be in those moments. But Jamal Murray has been able to put on such a clinic over the last couple of months of the season in the playoffs that it's made everybody have to readjust their expectation for the Nuggets, readjust their expectation for what they can do going forward in the future. Now, I want to show y'all some things because it's good to get context. So Jamal Murray, again, just in this playoff run, y'all, Jamal Murray in this playoff run, he went and averaged 26.1 points a game, 7.1 rebounds per game, 7.1 assists per game, rather, 5.7 rebounds per game in 20 games. 26, 7, and 6, basically. So what happened was Jamal Murray showed the world that not only was it not just the bubble, but I'm actually one of the best players in the NBA. And the tough part about that is that a lot of people, the reason why they were so down on the Nuggets going into the playoff, they just genuinely did not believe that they were going to be able to have a player be this good and be this dominant and be able to put on this kind of performance. Now, I want to show you this tweet. This is a tweet that I put out, man, I want to say what was this tweet? This was on the 9th of June. This tweet was put out on the 9th of June. Now, I want y'all to see these names. Jamal Murray in NBA history is now one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jamal Murray is one of 7 players to be averaging 25, 5, and 5 through their first 50 career playoff games. Now, Luka Doncic will be up there. I think Devin Booker will be up there as well. But again, those are all MVP level, all NBA level players. Jamal Murray has proven that he is one of the best players in the league, that he has all the skills that you need to have to be an elite number 2 option, to be elite dribbler, pick and roll player, spot up shooter, man, step backs, his ability to get to the rim, mid-range, post-game as a guard, and again, being a serviceable defender his first year back from an ACL injury. So the reason why this is important and the reason why watching stuff like this, like just even looking at the stat that you're looking at right now, why that's so significant is because the only reason the Nuggets were able to become who they are, that's facts, Jess. That meme is gold. The only reason the Nuggets were able to become who they are is because Jamal Murray has consistently proven that when he needs to take leaps as a player, as a playmaker, as a scorer, as a creator, he's able to do it time and time and time again. Jamal Murray has elevated himself to the point where now you have legitimate questions being asked, and I'm going to show you this. Is Jamal Murray a top 20 player in the NBA? Those are the questions that are being asked about Jamal Murray. Is Jamal Murray a top 20 player in the NBA? I want to pull this up for y'all. So I don't necessarily agree with this, by the way, but again, this is just to give y'all some framework for the conversation. So the Ringer every year, they post their end of season rankings. And, I'm going to have another episode coming out to do some of this stuff. But, they do every year, they do their top 125 players in the NBA every single year. and it's a big deal. This one was updated June 14th, so not even 2 weeks ago after the NBA Finals. And so the Ringer, as you should, they got Nikola Jokic, best player in the world, perennial MVP candidate who should be in the best player alive conversation for the next few years. That's how good he is, right? Once in a lifetime basketball phenomenon. And I actually don't think they updated his language through the playoffs. Michael Pina wrote that. He's a huge fan of Jokic. And then they had Steph Curry too. Steph Curry is too, just an absolute monster. Offensive engine. Giannis Antetokounmpo. They got him at 3. Kevin Durant. Joel Embiid. I think that's a little too high. I wouldn't have him that high. Jason Tatum. Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard was fully healthy, I think I would have Kawhi Leonard around 6. And then you got Luka Doncic, who I think is a little too low. And then you got Jimmy Butler. I can understand that. Devin Booker can understand that. Anthony Davis can understand that. LeBron can understand that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell. Now, before we keep going, the question that I have is, which one of these players is not an all-NBA level player or an MVP player? None of them. Two-time MVP, one-time MVP, top 14 player ever. Regular season MVP, Jason Tatum, first-team All-NBA 2 years in a row. 3 times first-team All-NBA for Luka. 2-time Finals MVP, first-team All-NBA player, one of the 45 best players of all time. Jimmy Butler, All-NBA player, second team this year. Devin Booker, first-team All-NBA player just 2 years ago. Anthony Davis, top NBA top 75, All-NBA level player. LeBron James, 4-time MVP, 4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP. Shai Gilgeous, first-team All-NBA this year. Damian Lillard, multiple All-NBA player, first-team All-NBA player just a couple years ago. Donovan Mitchell, All-NBA player. First team, I think he was first team this year with Shai. First team All-NBA player. So look at this. Look at this. It's not a coincidence. Now look at Jamal. Jamal Murray played so well. He played so well towards the end of the season and in the playoffs that now the question is being asked, is Jamal Murray one of the 20 best players in the league, 16th best player in the NBA? Listen to this. Here's the write-up. And the person that wrote this up is Michael Pina again. Again, he's a Nuggets supporter, Jokic fan, loves his game. He's a creative point guard with crafty footwork, deep range, and every layup is in his bag. All that's slowing him down is his health. Again, the ACL injury, obviously. Murray was divine in the bubble. He hit opponents with a blizzard of step-back spins, semi-spins, step-throughs, twisting layups, and threes that fell regardless of how close his man was to the shot release. That bottomless bag helped boost expectation for him and the Nuggets through the roof. When Denver came within a shot or two of making the 2020 NBA Finals, no team had a brighter short-term future. But 6 months later, while averaging 21.2 points per game and shooting over 40% from behind the three-point line, Murray tore his ACL. A bright young career short-circuited. He missed all of the 2021-2022 season, though given his age, many assumed he'd either get back to that level he was at or even exceeded in 2022-2023. But the mind works in its own timeline. Murray struggled to find his form on a consistent basis, let alone catch fire with his type of out-of-body experience that placed him on a star's path 2 years ago. His speed is down, as his trust in his surgically repaired knee can do in the paint. That confidence should eventually come back, though. If the Nuggets are ever able to win a title, Murray needs it to. At his playmaking best, he's Denver's only avenue to prop up an offense that dies without Jokic. In the playoffs, they'll be desperate for an A-plus shot making that Murray has already shown he can deliver. Once again, this has not been updated since the NBA Finals, but you best believe that A-plus shot making was there. Y'all, again, this is changing the trajectory of the Denver Nuggets and the trajectory of Jamal Murray's career. The fact that he has never made an all-star game, never made an all-NBA team, none of that, None of that. And he's the 16th best player in the NBA, according to some major outlets. That's insane. That is insane. It's astonishing to me that it's already here, that we've already gotten to this point, that Jamal Murray, because of one run, people are so impressed with what he did that they're now at this point where they're like, look, we got everything that we need. Jamal Murray is basically a borderline superstar. It's basically what they're saying. He's basically a borderline superstar to many people. Now, again, I don't have Jamal Murray ranked quite that high. I'm even looking at a site right now, y'all. They got Jamal Murray as the 11th best player in the NBA. That's nuts. This is obviously a span account. It's now apparent that he returned 100% from the ACL that cost the entire 2021-2022 season. Jamal Murray averaged 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists, and 45% shooting in the NBA Finals. At least stuff right there. Again, yeah, that's gas. That's gas. That's gas. Top 11 is great. Top 16 is already pushing it. Top 11 is crazy. That's no. Respectfully, y'all know I love Jamal. But again, this is like the fact that we're even having that discussion just shows you the levels that he's reached as a player and what he was able to accomplish this year. Like Jamal Murray, in the Minnesota Timberwolves series in the first round, he opens up the playoffs and I think he has 24, I want to say like 8-8 in game 1 or something like that. So he has a really freaking good game. Really good game. But then I think he had that next game. I want to say he had 40. I think he had 40. Let me pull up the game logs. Jamal Murray. Let's see here. Jamal Murray, game 1, had 24, 8, and 8. I'll go ahead and show y'all this because I know y'all want to follow along. Jamal Murray had 24, 8, and 8 in game 1 versus the Wolves. And like everybody's like, all right, 41% from the field, 4-10 from 3. It's like, all right, bad. Jamal's, getting back, good rebounding, good playmaking. And then the next game, Jamal Murray, 43 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 59% from the field, 60% from 3, 89% from the line. And then he follows it up with a couple team games, but an 18-6-9, 19-7-5. And then he ends the series 35-4-5 on 52% shooting, 56% from 3, and 100% from the line. And then goes directly into the next series versus the Phoenix Suns for 34-5-9. Like, he has some pretty freaking good runs this year. Some pretty good runs. Let me see. Pull up these playoff series log. So in the first round, he averaged 27.2, 6.4, 5.6, which is elite. That's elite. It's very, very freaking good. 47% from the field, live with it. 43% from 3, amazing. 91% from the line, amazing. And they win 4-1. That's crazy. So he goes out, first series back since the bubble, and he goes 27-6-6. 27-6-6. Then he goes into the Sun series, falls off a little bit, but that's because of this. Remember this nasty 3-game stretch right here where Jamal basically, I think he went 2 of 18. He went 2 of 18 from 3-point line, which tanked his averages. But Jamal in that series averaged 25 points a game, 6.5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And that was arguably his worst series. He was great. That shot making was really good. He opened up the series with a 30-point game. Game 3 had 32, 6, and 5. But he closed out the series 26-4-4 with 4 steals, 57% from 3, 100% from the line. and the Nuggets were up 30 at the half. And then, obviously, Jamal Murray goes out and has one of the best series ever for a guard ever in the Western Conference Finals, and versus the Los Angeles Lakers with the number one defense in the NBA. In the playoffs, had 32.5 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, with 2.8 steals per game, 53% from the field, 41% from three, and 95% from the line. Unfreaking believable. The first player ever in the Western Conference Finals to average over 30 points a game on 50, 40, 90. And he cleared it 53, 41, 95. Insane numbers. Insane numbers. So Jamal Murray, man, he just kept elevating. And then versus the Miami Heat, you know what? Numbers dropped from a scoring standpoint. 21.4 points a game, 10 assists, 6.2 rebounds per game. Oh, by the way, did you know that Jamal Murray became just the fourth player in NBA history to average 20 points and 10 assists in the NBA Finals series? Do you know who the other players were? I'll go ahead and help you. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James. So he does something in the Western Conference Finals no other player has ever done as a scorer and a shot maker. No one's ever done. And then he goes into the NBA Finals and does something only three other all-time great players have done in Bron, Magic, and Jordan. Best player in the world, best player ever, Michael Jordan. Second best player ever, LeBron James. And my fourth best player ever in Magic Johnson. So, and then the splits are decent. 45% from the field, 39% from three, and 93% from the line. And again, it tanked on his three-point percentages because these two started off the series and ended the series. But again, 39% from three in your first ever finals, 45% from the field in your first ever finals. And I think he's coming back for a few more times, man. Lord willing, everybody stays healthy. And 93% from the three-point line. So, y'all, you get my point. You get my point. Jamal Murray has situated himself to such a place that now, how good can he be? He is in a position to perhaps, if he builds off this success, stays healthy, can Jamal Murray put himself in a position to be able to be in the conversation for third-team All-NBA next year? Can he take a leap like De'Aaron Fox did when he got second-team All-NBA? Can he take a leap like Donovan Mitchell did when he got first-team All-NBA? And this is regular season, by the way. Can he take a Devin Booker leap from 2 years ago when he was first-team All-NBA? Can he? Building on the success of the playoffs by incredible shot making, elite level playmaking, which is what it was, and then elite level just like buying into the system. And again, defensively, he was good as well for most of the playoffs. But man, he really had a chance to do something special. And I think Jokic, this is what I'll say. I think I'm going to do another episode about Jokic because I think there's some stuff to come out, and then I think Porter really a good one. I think there's some stuff to come out with there because I think every player now, you are now solidified historically. You have a championship. You have a ring. How do you build on that? How do you get better from there? How do you increase from there? What do you need to continue to add to your game, to add to your versatility, man? And I just think, man, I think Jamal has a chance to really have his best career season because now you got the confidence. Now you're over, by the time season starts, 2.5 years removed. 2.5 years removed from the ACL injury. Thank the Lord. So, and then on top of that, you have a whole season that you played and then a finals run you went on, and now you're starting off a brand new season. You're going to be more than 100%. Like, Jamal Murray could be at his peak athleticism. He's 26 years old. He could be at peak athleticism and the best and the sharpest he's ever been mentally come this season. Is it unrealistic to say that Jamal Murray could average 23 points a game, 7 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game? 24, 6, 4.5? It's possible. Again, it depends on where his shot volume goes. But I think the thing is I think that now the Nuggets they're going to be in a situation that if they truly gun for it, this could be a team that could win near or at 60 games next year and then go into the playoffs with room to spare, with the rest, and ready to rock and roll again in Jokic's age 28 season, Jamal Murray's age 26 season, Michael Porter Jr.'s age 25 season. Like, everything's on the table. Everything is on the table for this team, and I'm just so thoroughly impressed with how Jamal Murray has just handled the playoffs, how he's handled this run, the way he was able to elevate his team, the way he was able to elevate his game, and how he was able to rise to the moment. Also, somebody brought it up. Damn it, Bobby. Jamal Murray is eligible to sign an extension this offseason. I think the extension he's eligible for is 3 years, $144 million. I believe I might have spoke about this before. 3-year, $144 million extension. That would approximately be a $48 million per year extension. So, relative to the fact that Jaylen Brown's about to get a 5-year, $290, that's easy. That's not even a question. Jamal Murray only has 2 years left on his deal right now, so that's why he's eligible. But yeah, bro. Now the funny thing is, if Jamal is of the mindset that he believes that he can make an All-NBA team this next year, then he's not going to sign the contract. Jamal Murray is kind of like, I just want to be situated. $48 million a year is more than enough for me. I don't need any more than that. Then, yeah, there's absolutely an opportunity for Jamal Murray to say that I'm going to wait. And then, we'll see if you make an All-NBA team, then you can get an All-NBA extension, which, again, by that point in time will be a 5-year, $295, dang near $300 million extension, which, again, pay players. I don't care. Don't care at all. Pay players. Whatever, that's make your money. But, again, that's on the table. So Jamal Murray winning an NBA Finals, being one of the best 3 or 4 players in the playoffs. I'm going to argue maybe 3. I mean, full through the run could be 2, but, maybe I'll say 4 at the very least. And then on top of that, averaging 26, 7, and 5 over the course of a playoff run on really good efficiency, being the second best player on an NBA team that wins the final, and then getting a 3-year, 144 extension, making 48 a year. Don't got to worry about money at all for the next 5 years. I mean, that's really enticing. That's really enticing. And let me look this up so I can just show y'all. Kind of where Jamal's contract situation and stuff is right now. I'm gonna go to Spot Track. So remember, Jamal Murray signed that 5-year, $158 million deal. It's a 5-year, $158 million deal in 2019. This is 2018. So he'll be a free agent in 2025. The last year of this deal is going to be 2024, 2025. And so Jamal's only going to make $33.8 million this upcoming season. And then the last year, he's making $36 million on that last year. So, again, if he signs an extension now, let me add this up. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show y'all this because I know some of y'all like to be able to see this stuff. All right, let's see. I'll pull up the screen for y'all. Here you go. So this is what the contract situation looks like right here for Jamal Murray, make it as big as possible. So, again, 33.8, 36.0. So let's see here. So we get 33, and that's 833 and 400 plus 36, 016, 200, and then plus 144 So basically, you'd be looking at 5 years, $213,849,600, which again, that's a low 5-year contract. Now you divide that by 5 years, that's only $42,769,920 would be the extension that you're looking at for Jamal Murray. Which, again, relative to NBA contracts, that is actually not bad at all. 42.7 for a player of his caliber, it's not bad at all. So, as I said, everything is on the table for Jamal Murray. Whatever Jamal Murray wants to get, whatever he wants to try to work to get, everything is in front of him. So, again, man, I just can't be more impressed with Jamal. I can't be more impressed with the way that he approached the game. His leadership, even as well, like the way he was able to lead his team into games, game in and game out. And again, his ability to work and play next to Nikola Jokic, like, you know, you almost can't put a price tag on it. Like, that's how good he was. So, Swipa gang, I'm so excited for Jamal. I think that, you know, I think he could be an All-NBA player in his future. He's obviously won in the playoff setting, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what he wants. We'll see what he wants, see how the team situation, y'all. So, Swipa gang, All High Sports. Excited, man. He starts in 2 days. Free agency starts in 2 days. So we got a bunch of stuff to get into, a bunch of stuff to talk about. Y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, let the people know where you're getting your favorite NBA Denver Nuggets content. Y'all Swipa gang, y'all know what time it is. Denver Nuggets, NBA champions. I will see y'all soon. We out.